Hey everyone, I hope you had a very blessed Christmas and Happy New Year. I wanted to take a moment to first thank everybody, those of you who have subscribed to my channel and just watch my crafts in the making. I also wanted to explain, I'm going to be continuing some Christmas ornaments, crafts, for a few weeks for a few reasons. First and foremost, I lost all of November due to illness, and I've got a ton of ideas that I would like to execute if I can. It took me a lot longer to make that carousel than I thought it would, so I didn't get as many ornaments made as I had desired to do. Additionally, if you watched the video of the client, the custom ornament I did for a client, she loved it, which is wonderful, but she wants 4 more. She's an elderly lady. I think she told me she immigrated to America from Serbia, and she loves that period of time, because I had to ask her. People are even asking me, and I'm wondering, why Louis the 15th for an ornament? And she said she just loved that period of time and European history, and she would like to pass the ornaments down to her granddaughter, whom she said would also love them. So she would like 4 more. 1 more French person, 2 Russian, and I think she said 1 Polish. I'm not sure. So you'll be seeing those over the course of the next few months, I'm sure. Try not to look behind me. This is our basement. It's supposed to be like a movie room, and we're never down here. The TV we have doesn't even work anymore. This huge monster thing. And we really don't have that many visitors. Like when our grandkids come, they tend to stay at the other grandparents' house. So I've been using the basement as my craft room. Well, it's an absolute disaster. Organization is not my skill set at all. So my husband wants to redo down here for me in the little alcove area where we have our TV, that huge thing. We're going to build some shelves, a desk, and kind of set up there. Probably get rid of the couch, coffee table, end table stuff. It's not used. Takes up a ton of space. So you're going to see that. I'm sure I will video, and I'll even video my mess and show you how disorganized this is. This next ornament I am calling the Ugly Duckling Story Bauble. At least I'm hoping that it's the Ugly Duckling story, because I haven't finished it yet and it's still looking a little rough, but I'm hoping for a positive outcome. Again, Happy New Year, and let's get started on some more Christmas baubles. Hey y'all. Well, I thought I would be so smart and do like picture in picture and talk to y'all while I was working. And I was just rattling on with this camera on and not this camera on. And I have to pause here again to say that this particular time I had the iPad camera on showing what I'm doing with my hands, but while I was talking, I neglected to have my iPhone on where I could do a picture in picture. I tried to figure out how to edit this, but we're just going to go forward since you can hear my voice. I am explaining what I forgot to film and how I had proceeded from there. Part of my story was about my being a Lucy brain. The other part was about me being disorganized. I didn't record any of my work down here. I was just talking away. So, now I have to recap for you what I did and show you where I'm at with these ornaments. Okay, this is the snowflake mold, the IOD snowflake mold from a couple of years ago. It's retired now. The next year they came out with another snowflake mold. I think it's called Blitz. I didn't buy that one. Wish I had have. But I wanted something for the top of the ornaments, and I decided I was going to use some snowflakes. I used Hardy Soft Clay, which I talked about why I love it. I started using it a little over a year ago. It is extra pliability and feather texture. Yes, but the pliability part is the part I really like because it stays flexible for a good amount of time. If you watched at all my carousel that I just did, Lord have mercy, I did not know that it was going to take that long to do that. I will never make another one. But I did the molds one day, I think, and then painted them the next day or two. They sat there until I was ready to actually apply them onto the surfaces, the various surfaces. This stuff, you can see it's real stretchy. You can't do that with air dry clay. I mean, it just doesn't work. The other reason I like it is because not only from the standpoint that it stays flexible for a while, it doesn't seem to break. Now, could you break it? Sure. I mean, you can break anything. But a lot of times with ornaments, with molds and things, I'll have a piece that might be sticking out a little bit. And if I use air dry clay, man, that can break. You drop it, it's going to break. With this stuff, it doesn't seem to do that. So, I used this mold and this one. So I'll show you. I glued it on. I cut them, I glued them on, everything. Not filming. Here's the little one. On this one, which was this, I cut out these little leaf sections in order to make each little 6 prongs of the snowflake fit right down on it. Kind of wish I'd left the leaves now, but it's all right. Then I glued in a jewelry cap. I have a ton of these smaller ones, so I decided I need to kind of try to use those up, even though they aren't my favorites. But, you know, hey, it's just for hanging, so it works. Then I used this mold on this one. This time I cut around the leaves all the way up, lifted it up, glued down my 6 pieces, and then glued down the leaves on top. Jewelry cap again. Now these 2 were the ones where I put the what's that called? Cheesecloth and the eyelash stuff down. Don't know if the eyelash stuff showed a whole lot, but we'll see how that does. There's gonna be more stuff on it. Then on this one where I did it around the middle, I didn't use the snowflake mold. I used this little mold, which these cheap little molds from Amazon I think are actually for decorating cakes and, you know, using icing stuff in it. but it works. So I thought, this one turned out really pretty, I think. I like that. So one piece, I kind of forced it to fit in 2 sections, and then just kind of rolled my hands, squeezed it to the middle, and it fits really well, I think. And again, a jewelry cap. So the next stage, I just put these down, but they're already starting to get hard, which is good. So now I'm going to be adding a little bit of paint, and the reason I'm adding the paint is because of the next product that I'm going to be using. I watch a lot of European artists. They are just so amazingly talented, which is where I found the Pentart products and others, Art Alchemy, etc. And I saw a woman use these products in a similar fashion. I mean, not exactly. She didn't use Crackle Paste or anything like that. But I was like, okay, I want to try that. She used these 3D balls by Pentart. I thought, wow, that is cool. For a mixed media art project, I like that. So that's what I'm going to be adding, and I'm going to be using paint as my glue. So that's what we will do next. After the paint had dried, I decided I really wanted more balls, thicker at the top, concentrated there. And so, using this time a glue, an adhesive, I used Mod Podge Matte and applied that, and then just sprinkled the balls out of the jar to give it some thickness. After the Mod Podge had dried, I took all of these outside and I sprayed them with Rust-Oleum's Matte Clear, a really good coat. And I did that to seal in these 3-dimensional balls to make sure that they were going to stay on as much as possible. And they have. It looks like they're going to not have a problem with falling off. Now, when I was dumping the 3D balls just on top out of the bottle, I wasn't picking them up with any paint. They're a little bit, some of them a little bit kind of gray. So I'm going to touch up with paint, blow that dry, and then we're going to get to the final finish of these little ornaments.